We begin with the latest on the coronavirus outbreak that continues to spread. And India's national carrier Air India has kept a Boeing jet on standby for the evacuation of Indian citizens in China's Wuhan city, which is under a lockdown. The coronavirus outbreak has already claimed the lives of 81 people at least in China. Air India is awaiting a government decision on whether to move the jet to evacuate Indians in China already. The Chief Minister of the southern state of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan, has already written to India's Prime Minister seeking special flights to coronavirus-hit Wuhan in China for airlifting stranded Indians. India has requested China to permit Indians to leave from the city of Wuhan. More than 250 Indian students have been stranded in Wuhan city, which is the epicenter of the outbreak. Most of the students did not manage to get out before the travel restrictions were put in place by Chinese authorities. The Indian embassy in Beijing has responded to the queries, saying that they are in constant contact with the student community in Wuhan city. The Indian embassy has also said that several Indians, mainly students, are not in possession of their passports at the moment, as it might be submitted for visa extension or other paperwork. The embassy has asked all such Indians to provide details of the passport and the authority it has been submitted to in order to expedite the process of providing help. Meanwhile, Germany is the latest country to consider evacuating its citizens from the Chinese region affected by coronavirus. Several countries have already announced evacuation plans as their trapped citizens are increasingly growing fearful. France says it's expected to evacuate nearly 800 of its citizens from Wuhan. Even the U.S. State Department is organizing a single flight out from the city of Wuhan to San Francisco amidst the spread of the virus. And as we've been telling you, in China, the death toll has risen to 81 and more than 2,800 have been infected so far. And with the situation worsening, Wuhan city's mayor has now compounded fears by confirming that 1,000 more cases could be detected in the near future. China's premier, meanwhile, Li Keqiang, has now arrived in China, in Wuhan. He was seen carrying out inspections of what looked like medical facilities in the city. Li Keqiang is the head of the government's coronavirus task force and the second most powerful man in China after President Xi Jinping. Reports say that the Lunar New Year holiday will be extended by 3 days until the 2nd of February to deal with the outbreak. China's Finance Ministry and Health Commission have now extended over 60 billion yuan, which is nearly $9 billion, to contain the outbreak. 769 new cases have been reported, while no new deaths have been confirmed outside of the Hubei province in central China. 24 new fatalities have brought the national death toll to 81. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization's Director General, Tedros Adhanom, announced that he was headed to China to assist with the response efforts. China has banned wild animal trade until the situation is brought under control. This comes as reports suggested that the virus spread from illegal markets which traded live animals. There have also been claims that snakes are the source of this coronavirus. China's health minister, however, has said that people can spread it even before they have symptoms. China's National Health Commission earlier said that the transmission ability of the coronavirus is getting stronger and that the number of infections could continue to rise significantly. In a press briefing, authorities said that knowledge of the new virus, however, is limited. Meanwhile, capital Beijing has now confirmed 68 cases, while the Shanghai government has reported the city's first death. Tianjin, a city of about 15 million, has now become the second major city to suspend long-distance buses that enter and leave the city. This comes a day after Beijing, the capital, announced a similar measure. Public attractions such as Beijing's Forbidden City, Shanghai's Disneyland, and a section of the Great Wall of China have also been closed as a precaution. The central Hubei province of China is the epicenter, where 14 cities, including Wuhan, have been completely locked down. They've also ordered a nationwide detection measure on flights, buses and trains. Meanwhile, Hong Kong has confirmed its 8th case with 77 more suspected cases. Hong Kong has declared the outbreak as an emergency. It's the highest level of health warning in the semi-autonomous region. All schools have been closed till the 17th of February. Hong Kong's Disneyland and Ocean Park, two of the city's biggest theme parks, have shut down due to the outbreak. While Chief Executive of Hong Kong, Carrie Lam, has urged the public to be rational and fight the outbreak together, protesters in Hong Kong set alight a facility housing the quarantined patients. The fire was later put out by firefighters and the damage appeared to be confined to the lobby area. Hundreds of riot police also moved in, arresting at least one person. A study has revealed, meanwhile, that each infected person is passing the disease on to between 2 and 3 people on average. At current transmission rates, the spread of this disease depends on the effectiveness of the control measures, and to be able to contain the epidemic and turn the tide of infections, control measures would have to halt transmission in at least 60% of the cases.